So doing a formal analysis of 1933's The Invisible Man is a lot of fun because this film had a lot of unique contributions to the monster and horror genre, and also because it employed a lot of really cool practical effects that I'm sure shocked audiences back in the 30s. I kind of wish I'd be able to go back and see it like from their eyes because this is pre-CGI, and that's because this monster film had a really unique challenge. You can't see the monster because he's the Invisible Man, duh, right? So they had to come up with a lot of clever tricks within these practical effects to simulate his invisible body acting within the world of the film. So, using things like hidden wires and stagehands, the objects on screen would levitate and move by the Invisible Man's hand. So, the other actors would also need to pantomime with him interacting with them. And these performances actually really do hold up today. One of the really cool things that they were able to accomplish was him walking in snow, these footprints. They placed removable slots that gave away with the snow on top that would drop down and look like his footsteps were approaching. To dive a little deeper into this analysis, we're going to watch what is probably the most famous scene from the movie, which is the reveal of the Invisible Man. Because up until this point in the film, we've only seen Jack Griffin wearing these bandages in his goggles, which is a really smart choice because it kept him as the villain kind of like an enigma, and it built a lot of tension. This tension is really built through this scene too, though, through shot composition and camera angles. Like, look at them shooting him from a low angle right here. It's almost like he's towering over us. Makes him appear more intimidating or foreboding. And this, along with Claude Rains' almost melodramatic performance of this monologue, draws the audience onto the edge of their seats and helps set him apart as a psychopathic villain.
You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you? All right, I'll show you.
All of this sets up for the perfect moment where we see that he is truly invisible, which is an ingenious practical effect achieved back in the 1930s. So this is done by shooting each scene twice. So they would shoot one without the actor in it, and it was just the background. And then they would get him back in, but they would cover the entire set in dark black velvet. And they would make him wear a velvet mask and velvet gloves. So effectively, the only thing that the camera is picking up is his clothing. Then they would duplicate both reels of these films and make it a high contrast composite. And then with the 4 film strips, they were able to overlay them in a matte fashion that allowed him to then effectively be disappeared or invisible, which is just such a clever way to get this done, like decades before anyone would even consider something like CGI.